Young Author Awards has definitely gone a long way in the past few years, having started with a class of 30 and now welcoming hundreds of entries from children and teens like us from around the globe. For this year, a whopping 480 entries from youths as far as the Middle East have been received. Out of these, 65 finalists have been chosen during the shortlisting ceremony last November, and today we will finally announce the top winners of this batch of YAA. Hello everyone, I am Teresa.
My name is Dylan. My name is Dylan. How are you, Teresa?
I'm doing well, thank you.
In 2007, a group of 150 young writers from 20 schools paved the way to what we now know as the Young Author Awards, a regional writing competition for the LA teens, with hope of building a new library of Asian literature for kids by kids.
To start up today's awarding ceremonies, please help me in welcoming the woman behind the vision, introducing the keynote speaker and delivering her welcome address. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Janus Education's Managing Director, Ms. Catherine Koo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. This is the first time we are holding it in such an open plaza, right? But I see everybody is excited and the weather is good. Let me first welcome my special guest, right? I have Mrs. Shrina Ong from the Singapore Book Publishers Association. The Singapore Book Publishers Association sponsors the prizes for the young authors, right? And Ms. Agnes Emery from Google, who's going to speak later about how your books can be on their platform, right? I'd like to welcome also Ms. Wu from the MDA. She's the new assistant director, and she's going to decide a lot of things. Yeah, I also like to welcome Mr. Edmund Wee, who is publisher for one of my books, which we'll talk about later. And, oh my God, did I leave out anybody? Ms. Lim Lee Kok, a very important person, chairperson of the Singapore, the National Book Development Council of Singapore, the Book Council, who is part of this the AFCC. They organize the AFCC, and the Young Author Award is one of the events in the AFCC. And Miss Siu, hi Miss Siu, sorry, yeah, I didn't get to meet you. Miss Siu from the National Library Board, a very important partner, because NLB sponsors all this for us, and we thank NLB very, very much. I'd like to introduce my guest of honor, but unfortunately he's held up in Bali, and to speak on behalf of him, a very important person as well, Miss Nohayati from the Kota Buku in Malaysia, and she's going to share with you how the Young Author Award might actually be going into Malaysia. Thank you, Ms. Nohayati. And can I welcome her now to speak?
Thank you, Catherine, my old friend here, and a very good evening, I can say to everybody here with a very fresh face in this very windy foyer in the National Library building here. Right, I like to say a very thank you to Janus Education to invite actually Mr. Ahmad Reza, Ahmad Kamal Khairuddin. He was the International Board on Book for Young People, president of the IBBY. He is now in Bali. There was a regional conference in Bali, Indonesia EB. He was there, and he sent his regards to all of you here. Right. In this era of the what we say, where childrens we can expand whatever creativity, and in Malaysia we also have Malaysia EB, what we call the Malaysia Section EB. We are happy to work together because I'm one of the committee member in the EB, that this Janus Education, the Young Authors Award, will be expanded to Malaysia after this. Then we will, we will work together closely Because today I'm from the Kota Buku of Malaysia, where in this AFCC 2013, we was invited by this organization, by National Book Development Council of Singapore, to become the country of focus. And our pavilion is just at the corner. And then after this, you can just visit us. We bring with us 6 publishers. We bring us a very, very big delegation, around 125 delegates from Malaysia, comprising comprising publishers, illustrators, and you can meet Emilia Yusuf there, and you can just browse in our pavilion as a country of focus. So I would like again to congrats Janus Education for being very passionate of bringing up the young authors, and we would like to work together, and so we call the Malaysia Singapore Young Authors Award one day. Okay. Come over to Malaysia, and then we just cross a very small border, and then we can work together hand in hand within Malaysia and Singapore to expand our creativity and what children want in our region. Because Ahmad Reza, as the president of what we call the IBBY, he was very keen on crisis, children in crisis, and he's doing a lot of work and touring around the world about children in crisis. And then I think this is also a very good platform for the parents and also the children and also the young authors to come together to expand our creativity in this in this Janus Education. Thanks again to call me to stand in front here. Thanks to Catherine. Thanks to everyone, Trina, my old friend, and all the guests of honor here, and to all the children and the young authors. Congratulations! Don't stop, and then you can write better, and you can become a good authors. Towards until you become a very prominent author next of the years. Okay. Till then, thank you very much again, Catherine. Thank you, everybody. And congratulations to Janus Education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Noayati. There really is a need to support youth aspirations to build a future where sharing ideas among children for children becomes a powerful tool for telling stories. Moving on, we have a few special guests who are joining us this afternoon to share their thoughts about the ever-growing library for children's literature. Please help me welcome on stage our first special guest who will talk about debating growing e-book trends. She is currently the Assistant Director for Library Services Department of the National Library Board. Friends, a round of applause for Ms. Valerie Siu.
Hello, good afternoon. It's Catherine Koo, Managing Director of Janus Education. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm privileged to stand in front of you, and I'll start off with a quote from Jason Morosky, the author of the book Burning the Page, The E-Book Revolution and the Future of Reading. He said, and I quote, "E-books will rule the day, and when people a few years from now talk about books, what they are really referring to are e-books, not print books. Eventually, the E will be dropped and books will be assumed to be digital. Just as most music is now digital, after all, we do not refer to music as e-music." Now, in the last decade, e-books have certainly changed the landscape of not just the publishing industry, but also people's experience of reading. If we were to look back from today, perhaps one of the most significant historical moments in this new age of digital and electronic reading could have been in 1995 when Amazon.com first revolutionized the way people buy books. Of course, today they sell more than just books. In '96, Project Gutenberg, which is the first and claimed to be the first and largest single collection of free e-books, they announced that they had completed digitizing 1,000 books. Today, they have completed 40,000 e-books, and these are available for download for free. In fact, their founder, Michael Hart, He was the one who first invented e-books way back in the 1970s. In 2002, two international publishing houses, Random House and HarperCollins, began selling digital copies of books. Not to be outdone, Google in 2004 announced that it planned to collaborate with major libraries to create Google Books. This is supposed to be a comprehensive, searchable virtual card catalog of all books in all languages. And this will basically allow people to find new books and publishers to find new readers. Now, all this and said and done, what do we have today? We see that a lot of people are carrying e-readers. Perhaps the most successful e-reader that was launched could be Amazon's Kindle. They launched this in 2007 and it soon became the talk of the town for its innovative features. These spy-wish customers could easily buy an e-book from the Amazon site and download it, created a new way of how books can be read. So what have we done at the public libraries? Certainly, a lot of our customers have come up to us and said, do you have e-books to read? I'm very pleased to share with you. Currently, we have some 2.2 million e-books in our database, and these are available for our library members to download and read. By 2014, we will be adding on a lot more titles, and we hope to reach the target of 3 million titles by 2014 next year. And our collection comes in all 4 official languages of Singapore, and some of the databases that carries e-books include Apabi, Kolesi, Buku Electronic Melayu, and Tamil e-books. So these will provide the mother tongue content, while Overdrive and World e-book Library provides access to thousands of good reads, including much beloved classics. There is even a special collection of read aloud and interactive e-books for our younger readers from the Tamil Books collection. However, beyond making e-books available for loan, we have also followed up with services that we hope to help bridge the digital divide for our customers. With generous donations from our corporate sponsors, we were privileged to receive 200 iPads, and these are now available for loans to our customers at both the Bedok and Bukit Merah public libraries. For the seniors, we've partnered with the Infocom Development Authority of Singapore to create a Silvo Infocom junction at the Woodlands Regional Library. So those of you who are young here, you may want to bring your grandparents over there to help them enroll them for these classes, which will help teach them how to access e-books from our collections as well. Not forgetting our very young ones, we've also, a couple of years back, started an experiment at the Clementi Public Library where we have an interactive digital e-book kiosk for children and parents to sit down together and read. The good news is that we will be bringing more of these interactive e-book kiosks to our other libraries in the near future. So beyond simply making these digital resources available, improving mobile access to this content is also increasingly important to us. And what we've done is we've created the Mobile Read phone app and the Library in Your Pocket mobile site. And these 2 sites will allow our customers to access not just to your library services, but also to short reads and other information on the go. For us at the National Library Board, we believe that we are not just adapting to the latest trends and demands by bringing you e-books and other e-resources. It is also equally important for us to make it easy for you to acquire and use this content, so that beyond the content, the technical know-how should also be imparted to our customers. And what we have done and will be continuing to do is to ensure that we serve everyone and make sure that while we adapt, nobody is left behind in our fast-changing technological landscape. So do look out for more services that will be coming up very soon at your public libraries. Last but not least, allow me to express my thanks to Ms. Catherine Koo for this invitation to speak. Janus Education and NLB have partnered on more than one occasion, and on behalf of NLB, I thank you for continued support and strong support of our public libraries and obviously for reading. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see such a wonderful audience, and we do have a lovely day. Thank you, Catherine, for the invitation today. As president of the Singapore Book Publishers Association, I'm delighted to be able to be the sponsor for the awards. Our publishers have sponsored these awards for many years, and they have grown from strength to strength and nurtured many budding authors. So we're really proud to be part of this initiative. Now, I'm a book publisher, and when I meet people and they say, "What do you do?" And I say, "I'm a book publisher," they say, "Oh, you're an author." I say, "No, I'm not an author." They say, "You're a printer." I say, "No, I'm not a printer. I'm a publisher." And they look at me and they think, "So what do you do? The author writes, the printer prints. So what is the publisher doing?" Well, you all know that we're talking about books today. And publishers are the ones who publish most books. This book, for example, I'm giving a preview. Everybody, this is Catherine Khoo's book. It'll be launched later. This book was published, and you know it was published by a publisher because on the spine here, it has a little logo. This is the imprint or the logo. This one is really cute. It's got a little cat, and the imprint is called Wild Wicked Women or something. Wicked Women. You remember that, won't you? When you see this logo on the spine of books, it's Wicked Women. We're not really wicked, are we? It's just catchy. So you will know that the publisher of this book is the logo, which actually is an imprint. This is called an imprint of experiences and experiments. That is the publishing wing of Janus Education. So publishers have an imprint and they have a name. You will know Oxford University Press is a publisher. You know Penguin is a publisher. So what do publishers do? The author does all the work, right? The printer does the printing. No. The publishers have a lot to do. And whether you like it or not, sometimes the publisher decides whether your book is worth publishing. And we have to decide whether it's a good story, whether it's well written, and whether it will sell. Because publishers are in business and they really have to get back the money. They have to pay their editors, the designers, their marketing people, the distribution network, and it's a very, very complicated thing to sell a book. Publishing it is very easy. Getting paid for it is something else. And you know there are always sales of books that didn't sell, and there are warehouses full of books that didn't sell. Now, I'm supposed to talk to you about the changing landscape of publishing. And our colleague from the National Library Board has already mentioned, well, in fact, she started off her speech by saying, one day, all books will be e-books. I don't really agree with that. Why? Because I think the print book is here to stay, but e-books are an additional way for you to read content. And e-books are different. Paper books are on paper, e-books are digital, and they're now interactive. There's been a major shift from print into digital, and digital means not only do you see what you see in print, you see a lot more. You might be able to have a digital book on your Kindle or your iPad, and there'll be a page in a children's story about frogs. And you can click onto something and you'll have a video or jumping frogs, which you don't have in a print book. So they're different. I really think the print book will stay around for quite a long time, in addition to ebooks. Let me deviate. There's a little... Thank you, Leacock. Somebody agrees with me. Let me deviate and tell you a little story. I was invited to Manila to a book fair a few years ago, and the guest speaker was a lady mayor of a town in one of the outer provinces of the Philippines. And the outer province was not so wealthy in terms of facilities for schools. So the publishers sent crates and crates of books to the schools. And the children opened up the boxes. And you know what they did? The first thing they did? They felt it. after feeling it, the tactile stimulation, they smelt it. They could smell it. They were smelling the paper. And then after that, they opened it and started reading it. They felt the book, they smelled it, they looked at it. I'm afraid you don't get the same experience on a Kindle or an iBook. So the paper book will certainly give an extra dimension. But then, of course, the exciting thing is the e-book will give you a lot more experiences that are different. So it depends on what you like. But I certainly hope that e-books will not displace print books completely, because what would they do with this beautiful building if there are no books in it upstairs? We'll have to turn it into another building, purpose-built. Okay, so the challenge that publishers are facing now are what to do with all their printed books and how to move into electronic books. And many publishers are doing this. I must say that in Singapore we're very fortunate. There is a government agency called the Media Development Authority, and they have given grants to publishing companies in Singapore to convert their print books into digital books. And this is being done now, so the books published by Singapore publishers will be available to you through the National Library and for sale to people all over the world, on Amazon, maybe on Google one day, maybe on Apple soon in Singapore. And this is to help Singapore publishers and authors, of course, get their books onto the internet for anybody, anywhere in the world who wants a book from Singapore. So Singapore publishers are keeping up with the times, and as the National Library said, they've got a huge collection of books, and we hope that the winners of today's awards will have their books both in print and as e-books, so Singapore books will reach the world through the internet. Thank you very much for your time.
We would like to thank the Singapore Book Publishers Association for the constant support they have given the Young Author Awards, being the sponsor of the cash prizes for top prize winners. We would also like to thank our other major supporters, Book Council, Media Development Authority, and the National Library Board. We would also like to thank Singtel, our major sponsor for YAA 2012/2013, for the merchandise and phones we'll be giving out today. We would also like to acknowledge the presence of Ms. Lim Peacock, Chairperson of the Book Council of Singapore, who is joining us for the ceremonies today. Ms. Lim, please stand to be recognized. We would also like to acknowledge Ms. Woo Kim Hong, Assistant Director for Industry Operations, Media Development Authority, and Ms. Michelle Thompson, Assistant Director for Literary Arts Development of the sector of the National Arts Council. Ms. Woo and Ms. Thompson, please stand. Be recognized. Thank you. Thanks for gracing this event.
Speaking of prizes, here's what our winners will get for today. Our top 20 merit prizes get a certificate, a check worth $50 courtesy of the SVPA, and an e-publication contract for their story. Our third prize winner gets a certificate, a check worth $200 courtesy of the SVPA, an e-publication contract for their story, and a story feature in the Young Reader Club magazine.
Meanwhile, the second prize winner gets a certificate, a check worth $300 courtesy of the SPPA, an e-publication contract for the story, and a story feature in the Young Reader Club magazine. Lastly, the top prize winner receives a certificate, a check worth $500 courtesy of SPPA, a new Samsung Galaxy Note courtesy of Singtel, an e-publication contract for the story, and a story feature in the Young Reader Club magazine. We are also giving out 3 special prizes this year: the best cover illustration, the best dedication, and the longest story submitted for this batch for the YAA. We would like to remind top 3 winners that they will be recognized again on the 28th of May at the pod here at Central Library.
We now ask you to focus your attention to the screens to view an audio-visual presentation about our young author's journey in writing. Moving on, we would like to call on stage our featured authors from January to June 2013, who were published in the Young Reader Club magazine. Please come up to the stage as your name is called to receive your honorarium. We would like to call Ms. Catherine Koo to help award the honoraria to our young authors. For January to February, Josabelle Wong. Who wasn't able to be here today. Next is Christian Pineda. For March to April, Jonathan Chu. Next is Cor Jielin. For May to June, Andrew Teo. And lastly, Fiona Tan. Congratulations, young authors, for being featured in the Young Reader Club magazine.
At this juncture, we would also like to recognize our judges and junior judges who have their time and effort to help determine the winners for this round of the Young Author Awards. Judges, please stand and be recognized as you are called. Our senior judges are Miss Catherine Cavell from Australia, who has a diploma in non-fiction writing and publishing, a diploma in professional writing for children, and a postgraduate diploma in journalism. She's unable to be with us today. And secondly, Miss Laura Coulter from Canada, who's also unable to be with us today. Aside from Miss Cavell and Miss Coulter, we also have Miss Catherine Koo and Mr. Carlo Pina, the editor of YRC Magazine, as judges. Our junior judges are Miss Lita Wei, Anglo-Chinese School Independent, who won the second prize in Young Author Awards 2010-2001. We also have Emily Fung from Nanyang Polytechnic, who won the third prize in Young Author Awards 2010-2001 as a contributor for the Young Reader Club magazine. Next, we have Theresa Ellsworth from Singapore American School, who won the Merit Prize for Young Author Awards 2001-2012, and is a columnist for the Young Reader Club magazine. Finally, we have Sharon Scaria from Nanyang Polytechnic, who won the third prize in Young Author Awards 2010-2012, 2001-2012, and is a contributor for Young Reader Club magazine. She's unable to be with us today. Thank you, judges, for helping us choose this year's batch of winners.
At this point, we formally announce the start of the next batch of the Young Author Awards for 2013/14. To formally start the next round of the Young Author Awards, may we call on all our guests to come up to the stage and press on our special button to open the Young Author Awards 2013/14. All of the guests.
Right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. You guys, you may take a seat now. To qualify, stories to be sent must be in English and be at least 2,000 words. The stories must be in any of the following genres: ghosts and ghouls, animal tales, magic and fantasy, mystery and adventure, Asian tales, science fiction, and heartwarmers.
Please be reminded that the deadline for entries is on 30th September 2013. Students who have attended the Young Author Scheme since November 2012 will automatically get the stories submitted to the Young Author Awards. For inquiries and submission of entries, drop by www.catherinekoo.sg/yaa. Moving on, we would like to call on stage the strategic partner for print content for Google, Ms. Agnes Emery, to give us her thoughts on how Google Books will change the world, the way we all read. Ms. Emery, please.
Hello. Let me start again and do it this way. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. It's really a privilege for me to be with you this afternoon. And let me start by thanking Catherine Coe. The leaders of tomorrow, maybe, but at least, the growing stars of today. I'm really glad to see that you're here with your main supporters, your parents, and maybe somewhere out there, some teachers. I think you're all here to remind us the basics, which is talk if you feel like talking. Listen, because you'll be learning. Take a pen, take your notepad, and start writing. Start writing. You can write, yes indeed, with a notebook. You can write with your PC, with your laptop, with your tablet. Use whatever device you have. The most important is to start writing. Share your stories, share your emotions, share the adventures that are happening in your day-to-day life. I would like to share one quote with you tonight, which is from a well-known author, Stephen King. He wrote a couple of years, writing is not about making money, getting famous, getting dates, or making friends. In the end, it's about enriching the lives of those who will read your work and enriching your own life. It's about getting up, getting well, and getting over. Getting happy, okay? Getting happy. Today we've heard from Miss Yu and Miss Young the importance of getting the book and the work out there. I agree actually with Miss Hong in saying I don't think the paper books are going to disappear. I actually truly believe that more and more what we're seeing is, yes, there's a usage for paper books. Personally, when I go to a beach, living in Sydney, I'll go to a beach once in a while. I'm not going to take my tablets, I'm going to take my paper book because I want to touch it, I want to feel it. I have a library at home and I want to keep it. I want to share it with my friends. But what we're also seeing that is changing this world is all these new devices out there. And that's where, the e-books comes along. I think the technologies are changing our society. And what do we do as Google? Well, very briefly, Ms. Yu mentioned in 2004, we realized very quickly as a search engine that if we look at the knowledge that is available out there, 75% of the knowledge is in a paper book, in a written document. So if as a company we were to index just web pages, well, yes, as you all know, because you're doing searches online, it's a good start. But we also had to make sure that we could surface all the type of content and writing content more specifically. So we started in 2004 by working with libraries around the world to digitize old books so that we can preserve this knowledge, which is, in these books that are going to disappear. Some of them are going to disappear because they're in a very bad shape. But not just the old ones. We also, looked at the other books with the libraries. And partnering with the libraries, we started digitizing the part of the catalog that they said, we need your help on. But, it's not just libraries, it's also publishers. Kirana here explained to us what a publisher is. A publisher is someone who will be publishing your books one day, all of you, all the young on here, maybe. But it's not just publishing the book, it's also marketing the book, making sure that people can discover the book using all these technologies. So over the past 7 years, I should say, we've been working with libraries and publishers to index 24 million books, available in 150 languages. So what does it mean, 150 languages? A lot of languages. Just so that people, yourself, your family, your friends, can discover this content online. I think if we look at the numbers, and if you look once again at what's happening in this world, you're just a start. You're a start, and you have to keep on writing. Keep on writing, it is important. And what we'll do with Janice Education is make sure that your contents can be discoverable and readable on any kind of devices. So what does it mean in terms of numbers? If we look at the technology side, and I'm going to use my paper for that, we're talking about 900 million Android devices available in the world. What is an Android device? Well, it is a phone, can be a Samsung phone, HTC phone, etc. It's a phone that is using the Android technology. It could be a phone, but it can also be a tablet. 900 million devices available. What about Apple, you're going to tell me? Well, Apple has over 600 million devices activated worldwide. So just with the mobile phone and the tablet, it's a huge market out there. Now let's have a look at the PC. Well, if I talk about the PC side, so it's desktop plus laptop, 1 billion devices are available in the world. So what does it mean? It means that today, 2 billion people are connected to the web, but it's just a start. Let's remind each other, there is another 5 billion people that will be connected to the web in the next couple of years. It's growing really quickly because of these new devices, the phones, more than anything else. If we look at Singapore, Singapore 10 years ago, were you using your phone for internet? No. Are you using your phone just for internet now? Not anymore. You're doing emails, you're doing maybe checking information about magazine that you purchased, doing games, watching movies, listening to music. You're doing a lot of things with your phones. And it's the same thing that is happening with tablets. So what does it mean? It means that, us as a technology company, what we can do in partnership with the publishers, like, Juliana or Catherine on here, is making sure that we're helping them promote the content on these devices. And not just promote, making sure that when you're on google.com, you can do a search by keywords. Start with just keywords, and we will surface the content what will be of interest. So not just web pages. When it makes sense, we will also surface books, because thanks to the publishers, we can also surface, written content, print contents. And then what else? Well, we also want to allow people, like in libraries or bookshop, to be able to browse the contents. And then from there, we realize that, there's going to be people that want to buy it. So our goal is also capturing this audience, all these readers out there, the potential readers, the millions of people that are on the web, to be able to purchase these contents easily and quickly. So that's what we're aiming at doing here in Singapore. And I'm really, really pleased to be working with all the publishers out there to help them get on all these devices. And exposure is the most important. I think as a writer, what you want is making sure that all the people can discover your book, because the reality is your book will exist forever. Let's get it out there so that people can discover it. And can discover, our aim is to make sure that these books can be discovered in 190 plus countries and on whatever device they have. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next couple of years, thanks to Janice Education, thanks to all of you for taking your pen and starting writing. Keep on doing it. We're going to help you. Thank you so much, and thanks again to Janice Education.
Thank you very much, Ms. Amory. We would like to call Ms. Woo Kim Hong from the MDA on stage to help distribute the publishing contracts to our finalists. We would like to remind everyone that you must complete the contract if you are agreeable to the terms mentioned. It is the standard contract that we use for all young authors under the Young Author Club imprint of our publishing arm, Experiences and Experiments Books Private Limited.
Right, Miss Wu's daughter is sleeping. So can I invite Miss Noha Yati first to help us to distribute the contracts? There are lots to distribute. Yes.
Young authors, please come to the stage and receive your contracts and a photo opportunity with our guests. Firstly, Cheryl Yu A. May from American British Academy, Oman. So Wen Wei, Anderson Primary School. Nicholas Tan, Anderson Secondary School. Ashwin Sivakumar, Anglo-Chinese School, Barker Road. Amy Gelsma, Australian International School. Odisha Sharida, Boon-Lay Primary School. Ambani Saleh, Brooklyn Secondary School. Woon Kai Chin, Canberra Secondary School. Matthew Lee, Catholic High School in the primary category. Maximilian Ang, Catholic High School, the primary category. Abigail Ching, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School, primary. Ang Si K, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School, secondary category. Aisha Shakila, Chua Chu Kang Primary School. Justine Ho, Clementi Primary School. And Alicia Moin, Corporation Primary School.
To distribute the publication contracts to our next batch of young authors.
Thank you, Ms. Noyati.
First, we have Danielle Alessandra Warren from Dei Secondary School. Nikita Batas from DPS International School. Angus Pogwai from Eastview Primary School. Huang Ting Kai from Fengshan Primary School. Joy Yang Jinwong from Edgefield Secondary School and formerly from Fernvale Primary School. Ashwini Shridhar from Global Indian International School. Marcia Zukrina from Hague Girls Primary School. Chia Yu Yang from Henry Park Primary School. Arkan Iksan from High Scope International School in Indonesia. Hannah van de Wiel from Hollandaise School Limited. David Chu from Homewind School. Jermaine Au from Horizon Primary School. Chloe Chen from Innova Primary School. Jervis Wong from Jurong Primary School. And Dillis Chua from Jurong West Primary School.
Thank you, Miss Yu. May we now call Ms. Lim Lee Kwok to help distribute the contracts to our finalists. Hannah Kung, Ji Ing Primary School. Chien Liao, Mayflower Primary School. Vanessa Nui Hui Wen, Methodist Girls Primary School. Rachel Han, Methodist Girls School. Marcus Chu, Nan Chiao Primary School. Xia Yun Xin, Nanyang Primary School. Chia Yu Jet, Naval Base Primary School. Anna Tang, North Vista Primary School. Della Zhang, Orchid Park Secondary School. Shuvan Sasidaran, Pan Asia International School, Thailand. Kavita Gobind Tarasa, Paya Lebar Methodist Girls Primary School. Gwyneth Low, H1 Primary School. Varun Go, NPS International School. Ida Kang, Pioneer Primary School. And Nicholas Enrique Salvaraj, Payne Primary School.
Thank you, Ms. Lim. Now we call on Ms. Agnes Amory to join us on stage to distribute the contracts to our young authors. Nicholas Ko from Presbyterian Secondary School. Michael Ho from Congo Primary School. Daksha Jaiharia from Queensway Secondary School. Angel Chua from Raffles Girls Primary School. Alexander Yin from Raffles Institution. Charlotte Tan from Red Swastika School. Wen Yi Huang from Dunlop Primary School. Ira May Galvan from St. Michael's College of Laguna, Philippines. Valerie Tan from the School of Science and Technology. And Lydia Ao Yong from St. Anthony Canossian Primary School.
Yo Lei Xuan, Ao Charlottesville Primary School. Lucas Park, United World Colleges of Southeast Asia. Crystal Chan Sin West Grove Primary School. Wang Jianzhi, Nanhua Primary School, formerly from Xinnan Primary School. Justin Han, Teochew Kang Secondary School.
Anthology series. Congratulations, young authors. At this juncture, we call on stage the publisher of Epigram Books, Mr. Edmund Wee, to formally launch a book series that is very close to our hearts as Asians and as individuals living in Asia.
Hello. Hi, I'm the publisher of a book company called Epigram Books. Epigram Books is about 2 years old. So about 1 year ago when Miss Catherine Koo approached us to publish a book, we were very, very honored since we were only 1 year old and that she had chosen us and asked us if we would publish a book. And tonight, I'm very, very pleased to launch the first book by her that we are publishing. She came to us to ask if we would publish a series of books on Asian stories, Asia's lost legends. There are plenty of stories in Asia and Singapore. And we felt that it was important to preserve these stories and tell them to young children to teach values as well as to encourage reading. So we started a year ago, and I'm pleased to say that this will be the first book that we are launching it tonight. It's called Justice Pao, The Case of the Missing Coins. It's just the first. We hope that there will be many more books written by Catherine about Justice Pao as well as stories from Asia. We want to preserve these stories and hope that and to encourage young Singaporeans to read them. So it's my pleasure to launch this book tonight. You can get it from somewhere in front. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wee. Truly a series worth looking out for. For our teachers and principals, you may approach Mr. Wee later after the program to inquire about the series. Moving on, we have yet another book to launch, but this time it is from someone everyone gathered here is familiar with. Launching a new book, Love, Live Dangerously and Have Fun. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Miss Catherine Koo.
Pushing through the darkness, still another month. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe
this starts the first chapter of my book, I think. Okay, we rehearse and we rehearse and rehearse, and when it comes to the time, you actually forget. All right, so I'm very nervous. But this comes from one chapter about my Young Author Scheme and how I intend to bring it out of Singapore to work with partners overseas, in Indonesia, and with Google, and everybody else. What can I do to live my own dream? I want to teach children to create, then to sell their creation to the world. I want to build communities through the children I teach. That the world has no boundaries except the ones created by men themselves. I want to teach that war and violence creates more war and violence. Why can't we forgive? Why can't the world have more mothers readers? I want to do this through the unique classroom, the Creative Education Suite. I called it Unique Classroom because there is no such suite like this. We teach skills that gives children the right to dream, to envision, and to create. The Young Author Scheme opens a world where children are allowed to dream and to write all about it. And we share this with the world through publishing. Now with e-publishing, the world we can share with is getting smaller. And to ensure that their stories get read, we incorporate them as teachers' resources, a complete ecosystem. I do this in Singapore. I want to do this in Indonesia, in China, in the Middle East, because in life, we live on imagined boundaries. Boundaries children do not imagine until an adult spells it so bluntly to them. My expectations are also expectations of parents everywhere. We all want to raise happy children. How? By giving them a space to dream, to imagine, to grow. By not fostering imagined hatred and fear in them. By not telling them that the world is a dangerous place. If we live on feelings of distrust and insecurity, our children will live out our feelings. Why not be grateful for what we have? Celebrate the uniqueness of our children, like I do every day. I'm grateful for my 3 girls. They taught me so much about being a mother. First I was afraid, I was petrified. So yeah. My side.
But then I spent so many nights
Thinking how I could be wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. I will survive.
I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my love to give.
I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Yeah, yeah. I will survive.
Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my
Love to give. I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Yeah, yeah. Next chapter. I like to tell a little story of my trip to Phnom Penh to scout for organizations to help out. Dan brought me to the People's Improvement Organization, which he insisted I must visit. There was this school in Stung Min Che, which trains the orphans in Cambodian schools, curriculum, and vocational skills. Oh yes, I was thinking to myself, how different could it be? Which brings me to my belief that it's not how much we have, but what we enjoy. Stung Min Che was the government's rubbish dump, much like what you see in Dan Boyle's Slumdog Millionaire. The school was built next to it, and yes, it reaches out to orphans in the area who climb on top of the heap to scavenge for bottles or tin cans that could fetch them the few Kaiman dollars it could fetch. What greeted me on arrival were the sounds of I eat, I am eating, I will eat. Yes, an English lesson. I could hear the enthusiasm in their voices. And as I walked past the classroom, the faces I saw were faces of hunger. Hunger for new knowledge. Soxeda 16 personifies this hunger. She, together with 6 of her siblings, used to forage at the rubbish dump every day. She never knew any other life after her mother left the family, as she couldn't care for them. Her father resorted to drink, and it was left to the 7 children to take care of themselves and their father. Scavenging was the only life she knew until the PIO found her. She remembers vividly. I wanted to study, so I would come every day to school. I would study from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But during break time, I would go back to the dump to work, and I also work every evening from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Every time I come to school, I sleep because I am tired. But I want to study. I want to have a good job to help my family. Soxeda has nothing. She knows it, but she also knows that it is not about how much you have. It's about what we do with what we have. Thank you. This last song is about how the journey of my book came along. It's also about my father. If you buy a copy of the book, you realize that. But I like to share this little thing, which ends basically my readings. Daddy's favorite song was My Way by Frank Sinatra. I hope all of you know My Way. It's a very good song. It became my song as I struggled through tough decisions in my marriage. As I watched my daughters settle into university far away from me, but knowing they will learn to grow up, to make their own decisions. It became my song when I took the reins of Jana's education and created the Young Author Scheme, something unheard of. Hey, can children write? It became my song when I founded Experiences and Experiments Books to publish my young authors' works because no one wanted to publish children's writing. It is my song now as I embark on launching my license, the publishing ecosystem I spent 10 years working on. All it takes is a master licensee, someone who believes in building the next generation of thinkers and writers.
I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me. I did it my way.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to also thank my team there. We have Annette, right, my singers, and Eileen, and yes, my keyboardist, Lucella. Lucella is 19, and she's been playing the keyboard since 8, and my 2 dancers who disappeared far away, both 19 as well, and entering one SMU and one NTU. Thank you very much, and the copies of the book are there if you'd like to buy a copy of it.
Thank you, Ms. Koo, and thank you, Daughters of Tomorrow.
I'm really sorry. You know, in your rush, you forget all these things. I actually have a very special guest. I want to do a lot for women, women all over the world. That's why I have this book. Okay, but I have also a special guest with me today. Her name is Carrie Tan, and she has done a lot of things that I wanted to do but never got to doing. Carrie, are you there? Where are you? Oh, hi, Carrie. Right, okay, and Carrie's going to share with you today a video because I always feel that it's very important, to do what we want to do. Okay, and I would like, can you put your hands together for Carrie, who will share with you something about the work that she's doing, and hopefully you'll be able to be part of it as well.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a great honor and to make the best use of this 5 minutes, very precious 5 minutes that Catherine has very generously given to me. I'd like to share with you a little bit about Daughters of Tomorrow and what I do. But before I go into that, I'd like to say how inspired I am to be present here today to witness the accomplishments of the authors of today. And while we celebrate the accomplishments of today, I'll also like to invite the parents here in the audience to start contemplating the possibilities of tomorrow for your children. Because them having shown this talent in their ability to write, there could be future leaders who will be perhaps novelists or writers, renowned journalists who are going to produce content in the world that possibly could influence the way society thinks and people think and live their lives. So I know, as parents, one very big dilemma that you probably face would be the dilemma of whether to protect your children from, the things in life that sometimes are not so pleasant or sometimes quite horrifying, or allowing them to spread their wings by showing them, different perspectives and different worlds that they may not get a chance to look at. So I'd like to apologize in advance if some of the information and content that I'm going to share could be too shocking for some of you to feel appropriate for your children. But I'd like to invite you to have this possibility in your minds that children amongst us are actually very capable of digesting information, and continually I have 2 nieces, one of them 3 years old and one is 7. Every weekend that I spend with them, I'm amazed at the ability of their maturity and the way they think about things so logically and reasonably. And I think maybe some of the children and young teenagers here would agree with me that sometimes adults tell you things that don't really make sense, right? Especially when we're trying to cover up the truth or find an excuse for something that we can't explain. So that's my introduction, and perhaps we'll share the video that my team of volunteers made in our recent trip to India this year. Thank you. So that's the background of what we do, what I do at Daughters of Tomorrow. I founded this social enterprise basically to enable livelihoods for women in marginalized situations, starting with India, because we found that financial self-sufficiency is the first step for a mother to pick herself up from a situation of despair and hopelessness, to live a life with hope, and to impart that hope to her children and the next generation. So while I do this part of my work in India, another part of my work is actually in Singapore, where I try my best to create awareness on issues that women in the first world face. And like what Catherine shared earlier, we live in the world of imagined boundaries. And with our young daughters growing up today in their preteens or in their teens, what is the world that they will be growing up into tomorrow? And are we aware of the various forces that are shaping our lives and shaping our perceptions of ourselves and affecting in many, many unexpected ways our decisions and the paths we take in life? And I'd like to share that some statistics, some horrifying statistics. Recently, I'm sure all of you have seen all the news reports about the gang rape incidents in India, and we're all horrified by it. But I think something that not many of us know is that if we look at the statistics based on population count, the rate of rape in Singapore is actually higher than the rate of rape in India. And that is not something that people talk about or is even aware about. And the other thing about sexual violence is that it is closely linked to issues of self-esteem and eating disorders. Right? And in Singapore, 84%, 8 out of 10 of our teenagers are discontented with their bodies, and 60% of them are struggling with body weight. And I think this is not just for teenagers, and I think adults sometimes it's so hard to walk out of it. And I'd like to share with you that self-esteem is a serious problem that is not visible, because I had self-esteem issues, and I was the top girl in my primary school. I entered RGS, I studied in RJC, but self-esteem issues plagued me until only recently, before I turned to my 30th birthday. And only then did I realize how important it is to have a true sense of self-worth and to start living my life in a way that is true and according to my own terms. So because of my personal experience and and the various issues that plagued me that I wasn't able to talk about to anyone in my teens, I wanted to start a platform called Real Women, Real Conversations, and a forum event for mothers and daughters to come forward and talk about these important issues that I wish when I was growing up I had a chance to talk about with my mother. But it's difficult because we live in a very traditional family in Asia, and it's hard to talk about these things when we're in your teenage years and you're self-conscious and you don't really know who to turn to for this, right? So this forum event is going to be on 2nd June on a Sunday afternoon, and it will explore issues like body image, sexuality and women in the media, how it influences us and how we think about ourselves, how it creates pressures on our children, teenagers, to be somebody or appear to be perfect and, you know, have these expectations to manage, which are sometimes not real, right? And I think for this event, there is also going to be a workshop held for young women of today to learn how to conduct or how to expect respect and how to establish boundaries in their relationships. And I think for parents who are probably horrified to think about their children going into BGR, is an inevitability, and they're going to go into it sometimes much sooner than you expect. So I think instead of cocooning ourselves and saying that these things don't happen, we need to probably want to empower our children to think about how they can handle and manage these relationships. So 2nd June is the forum event. There will be more information at the flyers at the registration counter there. And I hope my little presentation or sharing here has prompted you to think about exploring, talking about these issues with your children. And it's not a parenting workshop on how to discipline your child or how to get him or her to have fantastic academic results or how to discipline a hyperactive kid. It's not. It's about inviting yourselves to go on this journey together with your child and your teenager to talk about these things that are critical for them in building their self-identity and growing up. So thank you. So there's going to be a promotion especially for today. The tickets are actually $50 per pax, but if you register with us today, we'll have a special price at $35 per pax. And all the proceeds from this event will go to fund our livelihood programs in India for the women that we work with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tan.
At this juncture, we would like to. At this juncture, we would like to ask our special guests to come out on stage to receive the plaques and copies of the Young Author Club anthologies as tokens of appreciation for gracing today's event.
First, we have Ms. Norhayati from Kota Buku. Next, we have Ms. Valerie Sue, who is the Assistant Director of Library Services Development. Next, we have Mrs. Trina Ong, President of the Singapore Book Publishers Association and President of ASEAN Book Publishers Association. Next is Ms. Agnes Amory, Strategic Partner in Print Content, Anthony Lugo. Next, we have Ms. Woo Kim Hong, who is the Assistant Director of the Industry Operations Division and from Media Development Authority. And last, we have Ms. Dunley Croft, who is the Chairperson of the Book Council.
We would also like to thank the organizers of the Asian Festival of Children's Content, through Festival Director Mr. Kenneth Quek and Book Council Executive Director Mr. Rama Ramachandran. Our top 3 winners shall be recognized as well during the Children's Lecture and Award ceremonies on 28th of May at the port of NLBHQ.
We have come to the most awaited part of today's ceremonies, the announcement of the winners for the Young Author Awards 2012/13. Winners, once you are called, we are requesting that your parents and your teachers accompany you to the stage. If you have a school contingent to cheer for you, we are also encouraging the contingent to join for a photo opportunity.
We will begin our special awards, starting off with the Best Cover Illustration. The best cover is chosen from a roster of 65 finalists and is judged based on concepts, design, perspective, and overall relation to the story it was created for. And the winner for the best cover illustration is Wang Jianzhi from Nanhua Primary School, formerly from Xingnan Primary School, for his book Leo the Fire Lion. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jianzhi. Moving on, let us give out the Best Dedication Award. This award has been selected from the roster of finalists for this year, based on content, construction, and heartfelt inspiration towards writing. The winning dedication reads out, "This book is dedicated to my schoolmates, especially my classmates. They never fail to make me smile every day. They bring laughter and joy to my life. They are the strength that I need. I am truly happy in school." Our winner for Best Dedication is Woon Kai Tin from Canberra Secondary School for her book End of the World Survivor.
Congratulations, Kai Tin. This year we are adding a third special award, the most number of words written among all the finalist entries that were judged for the finale. Out of the 65 entries, we have checked through the word counts of all the stories among you and have determined the longest story submitted for your batch. For 2012/2013, the longest story written was 41,900 plus words. And that person is Ashwini Srihada from Global Indian International School for a book Chasing the Elements. Congratulations, Ashwini.
Congratulations, winners, and thank you, Ms. Sue. We now move on to the Merit Prize winners. We would like to call on Mrs. Trina Ong to join us in awarding our first batch of Merit Prize winners. We we request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our merit prize winners shall be called in no particular order. First, we have Abigail Chung with Tiger Girls.
Next, we have Ida Kang with the story Keeping Secrets from Pioneer Primary School.
Next, we have Tang Tzu K with The Dead Body in Room 126 from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School Secondary.
Next, we have Anna Cook with the story The Blood Flower from GE Primary School.
Next, we have Hannah Van de Wiel with The Wolf Princess from Holland's School.
Next, we have Marcus Chiu with his story Space War from Nanchao Primary School and Catholic High School Secondary.
And next, we have Maximilian Ang with Rage of the Werebears from Catholic High School Primary.
Next, we have Nicholas Cole with his story Freddy from Presbyterian High School.
Next, we have Nicholas Tan with the story Doodle from Anderson Secondary School.
Next, we have Della Chang with the story The Eagle Princess from Orchid Park Secondary School. Thank you, winners, and thank you, Miss Ong. Moving on, we would like to call Miss Agnes Amory of Google to help us award our next batch of merit prize winners. Again, we request that the winners, the parents, and their school representatives come out on stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our merit prize winners shall be called in no particular order. Joy Ye Ting with the story Illusion from Fernville Primary School.
Next is Nicholas Salvaraj with My Grandmother Lamina's Story from Pei Ying Primary School.
Next, we have Rachel Han, the story The Haunted Kampong from Methodist Girls School.
And next we have Marcia Zucrina with The Mystery of the Haunted House from Hague Girls Primary School.
Next, we have Zayani binti Yohan Hang with The Dragon Apocalypse from Yishun Primary School.
And next we have Jermaine Au with The Porcupine Who Sacrificed His Life from Horizon Primary School.
Next, we have Ashwin Sivakumar with his story The War of the Gods, The First Heroes from Anglo-Chinese Primary School.
Next we have Yo Lei Shun with The Magical Pony from Townsville Primary School.
Next, we have Jocelyn Tan with the story The Miracle from Yio Chu Kang Secondary School.
Last, we have Cedric Tang Junjia with Learning with an Ugly Alien from Taonan Primary School. Congratulations to all our Merit Prize winners. And now we move on to our final 3 winners. We request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. We would like to request Mr.
Now we come to top 3 winners, and I think all of you have been waiting for this very, very long. Yes, for very, very long. Yes, and I'd like to request for Ms. Nohayati, who replaces our guest of honor, to come to award the top 3 prizes. Thank you.
Our third prize winner for this year's Young Author Awards is Cheryl Yu with her story A Twisted Tale from the American British Academy in Oman.
Cheryl is unable to come here today, and she's requested her cousin Melody to take it on her behalf, and Melody's father, Mr. Hanson.
Congratulations. Our second prize winner for this year's YAA is Alexander Yan from Raffles Institution with the story Torch.
And as usual, Alexander Yin is unable to make it. He's away, I think, on holiday. And we have our second prize winner from last year, Mr. Lee Tat Wei. Something about Tat Wei, he doesn't want me to say, but he wrote the longest story, in fact, when he was in primary 5. 29,000 words, and it's called Chains of Fate. Thank you, Tat Wei.
Congratulations. Last but not least, our top prize winners who receives cash, a feature on YRC magazine, and a new Samsung Note courtesy of Singtel is Ashwini Sridhar from Global Indian International School with her story Chasing the Elements. Congratulations to all our merit awardees and top prize winners. Well done, and welcome to the roster of winning young authors who have proven once again that kids can write.
Congratulations to our top winners for this year's Young Author Awards 2012/2013. To recap, our first prize winner is Ashwini Sridhar from Global Indian International School. Our second prize winner is Alexander Yan from Raffles Institution. And third prize winner is Cheryl Yu from American British Academy in Oman. We look forward to seeing all of you again next year. Good evening. A few snacks are provided for you at the back for your enjoyment. I'm Dylan from NUS High School.
Keep the faith in writing and continue to strive better. We'll see you in the next round of the Young Author Awards. From everyone in Janus Education Services, I'm Teresa Ellsworth from Singapore American School. Thank you and good night.
We would like to call the attention of all the Merit Prize winners and top 3 winners. Could you please proceed to Mr. Tat Wei? You need to sign something. For all the top 20 and top 3 winners, I need you to proceed to Mr. Tat Wei.
We will begin our special awards, starting off with the Best Cover Illustration. The best cover is chosen from a roster of 65 finalists and is judged based on concepts, design, perspective, and overall relation to the story it was created for. And the winner for the best cover illustration is Wang Jianzhi from Nanhua Primary School, formerly from Xingnan Primary School, for his book Leo the Fire Lion. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jianzhi. Moving on, let us give out the Best Dedication Award. This award has been selected from the roster of finalists for this year, based on content, construction, and heartfelt inspiration towards writing. The winning dedication reads out, "This book is dedicated to my schoolmates, especially my classmates. They never fail to make me smile every day. They bring laughter and joy to my life. They are the strength that I need. I am truly happy in school." Our winner for Best Dedication is Woon Kai Tin from Canberra Secondary School for her book End of the World Survivor.
Congratulations, Kai Tin. This year we are adding a third special award, the most number of words written among all the finalist entries that were judged for the finale. Out of the 65 entries, we have checked through the word counts of all the stories among you and have determined the longest story submitted for your batch. For 2012/2013, the longest story written was 41,900 plus words. And that person is Ashwini Srihada from Global Indian International School for a book Chasing the Elements. Congratulations, Ashwini.
Congratulations, winners, and thank you, Ms. Sue. We now move on to the Merit Prize winners. We would like to call on Mrs. Trina Ong to join us in awarding our first batch of Merit Prize winners. We request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our Merit Prize winners shall be called in no particular order. First, we have Abigail Chung with Tiger Girls.
Next, we have Ida Kam with the story Keeping Secrets from Pioneer Primary School.
Next, we have Tang Tse with The Dead Body in Room 126 from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School Secondary.
Next, we have Anna Cook with the story The Blood Flower from Ji Ying Primary School.
Next, we have Hannah Vanderbiel with The Wolf Princess from Holland's School.
Next, we have Marcus Chiu with his story Space War from Lanchao Primary School and Catholic High School Secondary.
And next, we have Maximilian Ang with Rage of the Werebears from Catholic High School Primary.
Next, we have Nicholas Cole with his story Freddy from Presbyterian High School.
Next, we have Nicholas Tan with his story Doodle from Anderson Secondary School.
Next, we have Della Chang with the story Eagle Princess from Orchid Park Secondary School. Thank you, winners, and thank you, Miss Ong. Moving on, we would like to call Miss Agnes Amory of Google to help us award our next batch of Merit Prize winners. Again, we request that the winners, the parents, and their school representatives come out on stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our Merit Prize winners shall be called in no particular order. Joy Yen Ting Lo with the story Illusion from Fernville Primary School.
Next is Nicholas Salvaraj with My Grandmother Lamina's Story from Pei Ying Primary School.
Next, we have Rachel Han with the story The Haunted Kampong from Methodist Girls School.
And next we have Marcia Zucrina with The Mystery of the Haunted House from Hague Girls Primary School.
Next, we have Zayani Binti Yohan Pang with The Dragon Apocalypse from Yishun Primary School.
And next we have Jermaine Au with The Porcupine Who Sacrificed His Life from Horizon Primary School.
Next, we have Ashwin Sivakumar with the story The War of the Gods, The First Heroes from Anglo-Chinese Primary School.
Next we have Yo Lei Shun with The Magical Pony from Townsville Primary School.
Next, we have Justin Tan with the story The Miracle from Yio Chu Kang Secondary School.
Last we have Cedric Tan Juntia with Learning with an Ugly Alien from Townan Primary School. Congratulations to all our Merit Prize winners. And now we move on to our final three winners. We request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. We would like to request Mr. Oh.
Now we come to top three winners, and I think all of you have been waiting for this very, very long. Yes, for very, very long. Yes, and I'd like to request for Ms. Noha Yati, who replaces our guest of honor, to come to award the top three prizes. Thank you.
Our third prize winner for this year's Young Author Awards is Cheryl Yu with her story A Twisted Tale from the American British Academy in Oman.
Cheryl is unable to come here today, and she's requested her cousin Melody to take it on her behalf, and Melody's father, Mr. Hanson.
Congratulations. Our second prize winner for this year's YAA is Alexander Yan from Raffles Institution with the story Torch.
And as usual, Alexander Yin is unable to make it. He's away, I think, on holiday. And we have our second prize winner from last year, Mr. Lee Tat Wei. Something about Tat Wei, he doesn't want me to say, but he wrote the longest story back when he was in primary 5. 29,000 words, and it's called Chains of Fate. Thank you, Tat Wei.
Congratulations. Last but not least, our top prize winners who receives cash, a feature on YRC magazine, and a new Samsung Note courtesy of Singtel is Ashwini Shridhar from Global Indian International School with her story Chasing the Elements. you. Congratulations to all our merit awardees and top prize winners. Well done and welcome to the roster of winning young authors who have proven once again that kids can write.
Congratulations to our top winners for this year's Young Author Awards 2012/2013. To recap, our first prize winner is Ashwini Srihada from Global Indian International School. Our second prize winner is Alexander Yan from Raffles Institution. And third prize winner is Cheryl Yu from American British Academy in Oman. We look forward to seeing all of you again next year. Good evening. A few snacks are provided for you at the back for your enjoyment. I'm Dylan from NUS High School.
Keep the faith in writing and continue to strive better. We'll see you in the next round of the Young Author Awards. From everyone in Janus Education Services, I'm Teresa Ellsworth from Singapore American School. Thank you and good night.
We would like to call the attention of all the merit prize winners and top 3 winners. Could you please proceed to Mr. Tatway? You need to sign something. For all the top 20 and top 3 winners, I need you to proceed to Mr. Tatway.
We will begin our special awards, starting off with the best cover illustration. The best cover is chosen from a roster of 65 finalists and is judged based on concepts, design, perspective, and overall relation to the story it was created for. And the winner for the best cover illustration is Wang Jianzhi from Nanhua Primary School, formerly from Xingnan Primary School, for his book Leo the Fire Lion. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jianzhi. Moving on, let us give out the Best Dedication Award. This award has been selected from the roster of finalists for this year, based on content, construction, and heartfelt inspiration towards writing. The winning dedication reads out, "This book is dedicated to my schoolmates, especially my classmates. They never fail to make me smile every day. They bring laughter and joy to my life. They are the strength that I need. I am truly happy in school." Our winner for Best Dedication is Woon Kai Tin from Canberra Secondary School for her book End of the World Survivor.
Congratulations, Kai Tin. This year we are adding a third special award, the most number of words written among all the finalist entries that were judged for the finale. Out of the 65 entries, we have checked through the word counts of all the stories among you and have determined the longest story submitted for your batch. For 2012/2013, the longest story written was 41,900 plus words. And that person is Ashwini Srihada from Global Indian International School for a book Chasing the Elements. Congratulations, Ashwini.
Congratulations, winners, and thank you, Ms. Sue. We now move on to the Merit Prize winners. We would like to call on Mrs. Trina Ong to join us in awarding our first batch of Merit Prize winners. We request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our Merit Prize winners shall be called in no particular order. First, we have Abigail Chung with Tiger Girls.
Next, we have Ida Kam with the story Keeping Secrets from Pioneer Primary School.
Next, we have Tang Tzu with The Dead Body in Room 126 from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School Secondary.
Next, we have Anna Cook with the story The Blood Flower from Ji Ying Primary School.
Next, we have Hannah Van Der Wiel with The Wolf Princess from Holland's School.
we have Marcus Chew with his story Space War from Lanchao Primary School and Catholic High School Secondary.
And next we have Maximilian Ang with Rage of the Werebears from Catholic High School Primary.
Next, we have Nicholas Cole with his story Freddy from Presbyterian High School.
Next we have Nicholas Tan with his story Doodle from Anderson Secondary School.
Next, we have Della Chang with the story The Eagle Princess from Orchid Park Secondary School. Thank you, winners, and thank you, Miss Ong. Moving on, we would like to call Miss Agnes Amory of Google to help us award our next batch of Merit Prize winners. Again, we request that the winners, the parents, and their school representatives come up on stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. Our Merit Prize winners shall be called in no particular order. Joy Yen Ting with the story Illusion from Fernville Primary School.
Next is Nicholas Salvaraj with My Grandmother Lamina's Story from Pei Ying Primary School.
Next, we have Rachel Han with the story The Haunted Kampong from Methodist Girls School.
And next we have Marcia Zucrina with The Mystery of the Haunted House from Hague Girls Primary School.
Next, we have Zayani Binti Yohan Hang with The Dragon Apocalypse from Yishun Primary School.
And next we have Jermaine Au with The Porcupine Who Sacrificed His Life from Horizon Primary School.
Next, we have Ashwin Sivakumar with his story The War of the Gods, The First Heroes from Anglo-Chinese Primary School.
Next we have Yo Lei Shun with The Magical Pony from Townsville Primary School.
Next, we have Jocelyn Tan with the story The Miracle from Yio Chu Kang Secondary School.
Last we have Cedric Tan Junjia with Learning with an Ugly Alien from Townan Primary School. Congratulations to all our Merit Prize winners. And now we move on to our final three winners. We request that the winners, their parents, and their school representatives come up to the stage to receive the award and for the photo opportunity. We would like to request Mr. Oh.
Now we come to top three winners, and I think all of you have been waiting for this very, very long. Yes, for very, very long. Yes, and I'd like to request for Ms. Noha Yati, who replaces our guest of honor, to come to award the top three prizes. Thank you.
Our third prize winner for this year's Young Author Awards is Cheryl Yu with her story A Twisted Tale from American British Academy in Oman.
Cheryl is unable to come here today, and she's requested her cousin Melody to take it on her behalf, and Melody's father, Mr. Hanson.
Congratulations. Our second prize winner for this year's YAA is Alexander Yen from Raffles Institution with the story Porch.
And as usual, okay, Alexander Yin is unable to make it. He's away, I think, on holiday. And we have our second prize winner from last year, Mr. Lee Tat Wei. Something about Tat Wei, he doesn't want me to say, but he wrote the longest story back when he was in primary 5. 29,000 words, and it's called Chains of Fate. Thank you, Tat Wei.
Congratulations. Last but not least, our top prize winners who receives cash, a feature on YRC magazine, and a new Samsung Note courtesy of Singtel is Ashwini Shridhar from Global Indian International School for her story Chasing the Elements. Congratulations to all our merit awardees and top prize winners. Well done, and welcome to the roster of winning young authors who have proven once again that kids can write.
Congratulations to our top winners for this year's Young Author Awards 2012/2013. To recap, our first prize winner is Ashwini Sridhar from Global Indian International School. The second prize winner is Alexander Yen from Raffles Institution. And third prize winner is Cheryl Yu from American British Academy in Oman. We look forward to seeing all of you again next year. Good evening. A few snacks are provided for you at the back for your enjoyment. I'm Dylan from NUS High School.
Keep the faith in writing and continue to strive better. We'll see you in the next round of the Young Author Awards. From everyone in Janus Education Services, I'm Teresa Elzer from Singapore American School. Thank you and good night.
Look up here. Okay, wow. One more time. No. One more. From the behind you. Okay.
So for the sake of record, I'm Brian Lee Jing Wei, an intern with Janus Education. Since you are first place, I'm here to interview you so that we can understand more about you and more about the surrounding events so far. Right? So first of all, I'd like to ask, why did you join the competition, the writing competition? What spurred you on?
I had been writing the story for a while. It started in India when I had gone there for a trip, but then I just continued when I came home.
Okay.
My mom saw the advert for the Young Authors Awards when I was on the way to the library. So she asked me, why didn't you go for that? By then the story had already taken shape. So I said, why not? And I finished off. So
You have been writing for a long time.
I have been. I started writing poetry when I was younger, and I have won awards for my poetry.
Outstanding.
But not so much for
I see. Keep working on it. Okay, so what are your thoughts now? How do you feel about winning after all this?
Oh, I feel elated. I didn't believe this would happen at all. I hoped it would, but I didn't really believe that I could win in the first place.
Oh, I see. Have you always believed that you win? No, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I like winning, but I don't always believe in winning.
Okay.
I don't win all the time.
So you wrote for passion, is it?
I write as a distraction.
I see.
Because of my studies, I had to say no to books. I'm a very voracious reader, and I used to read around 2 books a day when I go to the library.
Okay.
Because of that, I wasn't able to study. So I said, okay, instead of reading, I'll write.
Okay.
So it worked pretty well. After my studies, I'd have an hour or two to write 5 pages a day.
Okay.
And it went on from there.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so tell me, after all this, what have you gained with Janus education?
Confidence. Because I don't really show my writing to anyone other than my closest friends, and so I always have this insecurity that if I have to force my friends and family to read it, because I really have to bug them to actually read my stuff. If I have to force them, then how am I ever going to be a writer? How's it ever going to be successful? So meaning the first year is really giving me a boost.
I see. And your writing skill increase?
I hope so. My handwriting's always been horrible.
I see.
My spelling is quite terrible. My grammar is so bad that I have to translate my French grammar to English grammar to get it right.
Okay.
So I hope it's improved. I think it has, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, very humble. Okay. Okay, so one last question. Will you be publishing your own book anytime soon? Any third book, fourth book, fifth book?
Actually, this book was a combination of 3 books.
Wow.
The 4th one is already done, and the 5th one I have the plot structure. I started it, but it's not yet done. And then the story continues after that.
I see.
I hope. Also, I have another book that I've been writing, but I stopped to write this book. That one started before, it kind of stopped because it seemed a little bit childish. This dealt with a slightly more serious topic, or at least dealt with this topic in a more serious way.
So you're on your way to become an international author.
I hope so. I really hope so. That would be a dream come true.
Okay. Okay, it's nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Right.